Hello, I just wanted to start this month's board summary by thanking everybody for rising to the challenge of the exceptionally severe weather of the last weekend. There have been some incredible stories of resilience and dedication which has enabled our hospital to stay safe and stay operational over that time. We're now recovering from the inevitable disruption that the weather's caused us, and we will be running some formal debrief sessions on the major incident to learn any pertinent lessons for the future. So this month's board meeting started before the weather event last Wednesday. We started the board as usual with a patient story, and Ashley Davidson, our nurse consultant for cardiology, attended with a patient to tell us the story of the impact that our cardiac rehab service has had on the long-term recovery of a patient following a heart attack. The story really demonstrated the significant benefit of our services and also the added value provided by Yeovil Heartbeat, the charity that supports the cardiac rehab service. And really interesting element of it was the consideration that was given to the psychological impact of an event such as a heart attack on patients. So we learnt an awful lot from that story. We also welcomed this month 2 new non-executive directors who will be joining the board formally in April to replace Mark Saxton, who is going to be joining the CQC as a non-executive director, and Julian Gravesbrook, who unfortunately will be leaving us due to the end of his term. So the 2 new non-execs are called Martin Scrivens and Graham Hughes, and they're going to be joining us and bringing with them a wealth of experience around financial audit and a background in legal work. And so they're going to be a great addition to the board. Both Martin and Graham will be undertaking an induction over the coming weeks, so you'll hopefully see them around the hospital. I just wanted to take an opportunity to thank the endoscopy team and say a big well done around them gaining their JAG accreditation, which was no mean feat. One of a few endoscopy services across the southwest that have maintained JAG accreditation. So well done to the team, and the board acknowledged the hard work and the achievement of that. We had a major item this month refreshing our trust strategy, and the board has approved a revision to the trust strategy. We will be undertaking a programme of communication and engagement of that over the coming week, so look out for opportunities to come and hear a little bit more about that. We had a formal presentation around our patient experience and engagement strategy, and we were really pleased to see the significant reduction in formal complaints that the hospital's received over the last year. This is largely due to the fact that we're dealing with concerns much more proactively, so a big thank you and well done to the patient experience team. We also noted the strength of our patient voice group and our bereavement service as part of that item. As usual at the board, we had a focus on our performance and our ongoing strong operational performance in all of the national standards, which we achieved in January despite all of the operational pressures that the hospital was under. Our challenges going forward and the areas of focus beyond staff turnover and reducing that, improving our appraisal rate and the quality of our appraisal, recruitment, particularly medical staffing and nursing, and of course maintaining and dealing with our current financial position into the new financial year. And then we also had 2 presentations on recent national surveys, one around the national inpatient survey, where we were really pleased to see a significant improvement in feedback from patients about the quality of food and the care provided to patients on admission through ED, and also a feeling that patients were much more involved in their decision making about their care. So those were really positive outcomes from that. Areas of focus really around the discharge process, and that's going to be an area of focus over the coming year for us. And finally, we had a presentation from Mark Appleby on the headlines from the staff survey. I think I've mentioned this before, a high response rate, so 58%, which benchmarks really well nationally. The national rate was 45%, but also means that there's a statistical significance with the results. The areas where we've seen some improvement this year, which we were pleased to note, support from managers, the ability of staff to feel that they were able to do their job and have the right the right conditions and the right support to do their job into the way that they want to do it, and the health and well-being of our staff all had notable improvements in the response rate. Areas of focus will be around personal development and professional development of staff, particularly focusing on appraisal, as I've mentioned before, and on improving our mandatory training. So those are the trust-wide headlines, but we are still expecting and still waiting for the departmental breakdowns, and once we get those, we'll be distributing those across the organisation and focusing on action plans within departments. Those were the key headlines from the last board meeting, and so I'll see you again next month.